It is time to finally talk about the new Rayhan fragrance Cedrus Blanc and how it compares to the highly sought after Cedar Chic from Carolina Herrera. So let's get into it. I've had Cedrus Blanc for a while, but I just got an actual sample of the original Cedar Chic a few days ago. So I wanted to wait until I did this full review so that I could really compare it to the original for you guys. So before we talk about Cedrus Blanc, let's talk about the original Cedar Chic, okay? So if you are not familiar with this scent, this fragrance has taken the fragrance community by storm. It is incredibly, incredibly well liked. I'm talking like cult following already. It is sold out everywhere. It is really hard to find. And when it does usually come back in stock, you can only usually find it for a limited period of time. So, I mean, it has definitely been successful commercially. What does it actually smell like? What is it supposed to be? So Cedar Chic is supposed to actually be inspired by the white linen shirt that Carolina Herrera would wear. Like, she was known for wearing these like tailored, classy looking white shirts. So Cedar Chic, which was created by Antoine Maison-Deau, the perfumer, is supposed to evoke the feeling or smell of a crisp white linen shirt in a bottle. The brand describes this fragrance as an aldehydic, floral, musky type of smell. So that's the vibe. When you spray Cedar Chic, you are hit with the aldehydes, of course, similar to like an airy Chanel No. 5. Not the original, maybe like the Chanel No. 5 Louis fragrance, but you get the aldehydes. You also get the woods for sure. And it does have this like sparkling, radiant, clean laundry vibe, at least initially for me. But as I continue to smell it, there's something that is rank. There's something that I really don't like about this fragrance. Underneath, it kind of smells like you have like the clean laundriness, but it's over this very musky wooden base. And I don't know if it's just the aldehydes or what it is. I feel like it's the way that they've comprised all of these notes together. Because there are other fragrances that have aldehydes in it that I like. But there's something about the way that they have done aldehydes with wood and everything else that smells very mothball to me, like very menthol mothball with a very dusty wood feeling. I personally cannot quite understand the love that people have for this fragrance. I'm not saying that they're wrong to have that. You guys know scent is subjective, of course. It's just, this is one that I can't relate to. It's not for me. So I did not yet know that about the original Cedar Chic when I got Cedrus Blanc. Cedrus Blanc I smelled first and I thought, wow, this smells horrible. I don't understand why people like it. And I wasn't sure if I didn't enjoy Cedrus Blanc because I didn't like what Rayhan did with the DNA or if I didn't like the original Cedar Chic. Now that I have both, I can definitively say that I just hate the DNA. I hate them both equally. I think that if you are someone who enjoys Cedar Chic, most people I think will enjoy Cedrus Blanc as well. Are they the exact same thing? No, but they are very, very close. The difference to both of these fragrances to me is that Cedar Chic smells more expensive. It really does. Sometimes, you know, when we smell dupes, they don't smell like they are cheaper than the original. For me, this is one of those situations where that's not the case. Cedrus Blanc smells cheaper than Cedar Chic. Cedar Chic smells more elevated. It has an extra sparkling razzle dazzle that I feel like niche perfumes sometimes have over their dupe, similar to Echelon Soleil and Bal d'Afrique Absolute, in my opinion. And everything about Cedar Chic just feels elevated. But that difference, I think, is not stark enough to where most people who smell it will have an issue with it. I think the average person will not even be able to tell it apart. And I think the average person will enjoy Cedrus Blanc just as much or 90% as much as the original. But more importantly, because this is not this one, but because the original Cedar Chic is so hard to even find, and because of its high price point of $400, I think most people will be satisfied with Cedrus Blanc if you like that DNA. Is this fragrance a safe blind buy? I don't think so. I think that this is a very polarizing DNA. And what's funny is I think that some of the most well-loved fragrances tend to be polarizing. Some people are going to get the delicious, beautiful, fresh laundry smell, and some people like myself are going to get dusty mothballs. And when I put up a review of Cedrus Blanc on TikTok, there were a lot of people who were quite upset about the fact that I did not love their perfume as much as they did. So I looked up on Google, why does Cedar Chic smell like dusty mothballs to me? And it broke down that aldehydes can sometimes be compared to mothballs, that it has a menthol camphor type of scent to it. They also said that the way that they've done the woods in this fragrance along with the white musk can also evoke this like vintagey, antique-y, dusty book type of quality to it. So that was validating that I'm not insane, but not everybody will get that association. That's just me. I personally could not wear this. I've never smelled this on anyone, so it's impossible for me to say what I think it would smell like on somebody else if they're just to like walk past me, but that doesn't matter. If you like the DNA, you like the DNA. So if you have been looking for a fragrance that could be a good alternative to the original Cedar Chic, I do think that Cedrus Blanc is good for that. If you've never smelled either DNAs, just know that in my opinion, it's not a safe blind buy. You could love it, you could hate it. I don't know how you're gonna pick up the blend of the aldehydes and all that other jazz. So yeah, in terms of projection and longevity, it's funny how the fragrances that you hate always tend to last very long. I think Cedrus Blanc has very strong longevity. Projection, I can't, no, I would say the projection is long as well. I don't know if it's because I hated the smell, but I felt like whenever I tested it throughout the day, I was just getting hit and hit and hit with that basement mothball smell that other people love. So I would say that the projection is good, and longevity, even after washing my hands, because I had to wash my hands with this stuff off of me, I could still smell it. So I think it's good, but that's just me. Of course, I can never guarantee that for anybody else. So that is Cedrus Blanc. Let me know if this is one that you have already tried, and if you have, what your thoughts of it are. If you've tried the original Cedar Chic, what you think about that one. Do you think that it's worth the $400, or are you gonna stick with the much more affordable dupe? And I will see you guys back tomorrow for our next episode.